good morning. It is good to be together again as we walk with the apostle through the book of Acts. We're sailing with the apostle Paul. They have been driven now for 14 days by this terrific storm. They've just taken food because Paul said, it's time. We need to, everyone, take nourishment, be encouraged. Everyone's going to survive. We're going to lose the ship, lost the cargo, lost the tackle. And now Luke records the last few verses of chapter 27, end of this sailing adventure, for lack of a better term, as they tried to go from, remember the beginning, Caesarea, over on the eastern shore of the Mediterranean. They went up Sidon and then up around Cyprus, down to Crete, and at Crete, where they should have spent the winter, the ship onto it if they could. Casting off the anchors, they left them in the sea, while at the same time they were loosening the ropes of the rudders and hoisting the foresail to the wind. They were heading for the beach. They cast those anchors off. Now, remember, they had the four anchors off the stern. They cast them off, whether they cut them loose or just let all the rope play out. My thinking is they probably just cut them loose faster. But I'm not a sailor like that for sure. There's a bay. We have a plan. Now there's a stronger hope than ever. Now that they see land, even though they don't recognize it, they see the bay, they resolve to sail into it and beach the boat. That's their goal. That way they're not offshore, quarter or half or mile off shallower land, shallower. So their plan is to drive it onto the beach. That's their goal. They've cut the anchors away, and when I read that, there are times in our life when we need to cut the anchors away. Four anchors that are slowing us down, the four anchors that are keeping us aligned with the wind. The anchors, whether they're 4 or 10 or 12 or 1, whatever anchor is keeping you from landing your ship with Jesus, you need to find that in your life. In another place, Apostle Paul wrote, let's run the race with endurance. Hebrews chapter 12. It says, fix our eyes on Jesus. That's the beach where we want to go in this storm-tossed life. And let's cast off every encumbrance, a sin that easily besets us. Run with endurance the race that's marked out before. It's like, let's cast off these anchors that are slowing us down. Let's cast off these distractions. They may not be a sin, but they're slowing us down in our walk with Christ. Now, there are times when we need our brothers and sisters to hold us back in this life. Times when we need anchors that hold us steady in the storm. There are other things in our life ought to be cut off so we can get to the beach. Unencumbered. We can get all the way in. But whatever's in your life that's distracting you, keeping you from walking with Jesus freely, properly, whether it's language or thinking or screen time, you can fill in the blank. Every one of us that I've ever met in my life, including yours truly, have had things in our lives that are distractions. So this morning, I just want to encourage you to look at those distractions like the anchors on this boat, and it's time to get rid of them. Sail to the beach. God bless. He loves you. And we love you.